Stop scrolling. Stop searching. Right now, feel this. There are people in your life who drain your energy, who test your patience, who try to bend your spirit. They think silence is weakness. They mistake your calm for fear. But here's the truth. True power does not shout. True power does not chase attention. True power moves quietly, like the tide carving cliffs with invisible force, or the wind bending trees without breaking them. You've been polite. You've been patient. You've swallowed your words, your anger, your frustration, and yet they keep testing you, testing your boundaries, testing your presence, testing your soul. You feel it, don't you? That subtle tension in the air when toxic people try to provoke a reaction, that weight pressing on your chest when their chaos threatens to touch your calm. But what if I told you there's a way to shift the balance without violence, without confrontation, without losing yourself? What if the silence itself became your shield, your weapon, your crown? In these moments you realize something extraordinary. Respect is not demanded. Respect is earned through presence, through consistency, through the unshakable mastery of your inner world. By the end of this video, you will see how small, silent behaviors, so subtle that they feel invisible, can make even the most toxic people hesitate, fear, and respect you. Not because you fight, not because you argue, but because your energy speaks louder than words. You will learn to anchor yourself, to claim your boundaries, and to radiate a calm authority that cannot be ignored. Take a moment before we start. Tell us where you're listening from, and one virtue you're striving to strengthen today: wisdom, patience, discipline, or courage. And before we dive deeper, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because every truth you'll hear today is one that can quietly, irreversibly transform your life. Now let's begin. Behavior number 1. Master your silence. There is a power in quiet that no words can match. The silent person is a storm contained, a river flowing deep beneath still waters. Toxic people thrive on noise, on chaos, on reactions they can manipulate. But when you refuse to rise to their bait, when you simply remain present, composed and unshaken, something shifts. The tension in the room tightens. They begin to notice the wall they cannot penetrate. Your silence becomes a mirror reflecting their instability. This is not weakness, it is mastery. It is the embodiment of the Stoic principle: control your internal state, and the external world bends subtly to it. The more you speak to prove yourself, the more you give power away, the more you react to provoke, the more you hand over your sovereignty. In contrast, the one who observes, listens, and chooses to respond only when necessary holds a quiet authority that is magnetic and intimidating. Silence communicates more than any argument ever could. It speaks of patience, self-respect, and an unshakable presence. Toxic people fear it because it denies them leverage. They cannot twist your words, cannot guilt you, cannot draw you into their storm. And in this stillness, you discover something else: a clarity of thought, a sharpening of perception, a deep inner alignment that words often scatter. To master your silence is to become untouchable. It is to stand firm while chaos swirls around you. Your calm is a shield, your presence is a force. And in every pause, in every unspoken sentence, you teach a lesson that is loud and undeniable. Your energy, your boundaries, your mind belong only to you. Behavior number 2. Stand unshaken. Toxic people feed on instability. They watch for cracks in your armor, searching for a flicker of doubt, fear, or impatience they can exploit. But when you stand unshaken, they encounter a force they cannot move. Like a mountain rooted to the earth, your presence is immovable. Wind can howl, rain can pound, storms can rage, but you remain steady, silent, and resolute. This is not arrogance, it is mastery of self. The unshaken do not react out of anger, nor do they yield out of fear. They perceive the storm, acknowledge it, and choose their stance wisely. Every pause, every calm breath signals strength. Toxic people sense this. They begin to hesitate. Their usual tactics, insults, manipulation, provocation, lose their impact. The energy shifts. They realize that their attempts to control you are powerless against your unwavering composure. Standing unshaken is the practice of sovereignty over your mind and energy. It is the living embodiment of a Stoic truth. External events cannot disturb you unless you allow them to. When you internalize this, the world around you becomes transparent. Chaos no longer feels threatening. Criticism no longer feels like an assault. And manipulations, subtle or overt, dissolve against your inner fortitude. Those who live unshaken radiate a quiet authority. They do not need to dominate a room with voice or force. Their presence alone commands respect. Others, especially those accustomed to creating turmoil, feel a magnetic tension, a recognition that they are confronting something greater than mere reaction, a mind at peace, a spirit undisturbed, and a soul anchored in unwavering strength. Behavior number 3. Speak only when necessary. Words are powerful, but silence is authority. Toxic people use chatter, gossip, and endless opinions to control, distract, and manipulate. They measure presence by noise, mistaking volume for strength. But when you speak only when necessary, each word carries weight. Every pause becomes a statement. Every thoughtful answer becomes a mirror, reflecting their motives back at them. Your restraint unsettles them because it shows that your mind is governed by reason, not impulse. Speaking only when necessary is not hesitation, it is precision. It is the mastery of knowing what deserves your energy and what does not. The Stoics teach that a wise person guards their inner citadel, allowing only what is essential to enter. By choosing your words carefully, you preserve your power and conserve your energy. Toxic people feel the shift. They anticipate reactions but find none. They try to provoke conversation, to stir conflict, to tempt a response. Yet you remain deliberate, measured, and untouchable. Every silent moment is a declaration of strength. It communicates that your mind cannot be swayed, your energy cannot be drained, and your boundaries are sacred. Others may mistake it for passivity, but those who test boundaries quickly learn that the quiet one is the one who commands respect without raising a voice. To speak only when necessary is to reclaim sovereignty over your life. It is to understand that words are instruments, not weapons to be wielded carelessly. It is to demonstrate that your attention, your energy, and your presence are not for everyone's consumption, and in that disciplined silence, toxic people feel the gravity of your authority, the unmistakable weight of a mind that is controlled, a soul that is aligned, and a spirit that is quietly, powerfully free. Behavior number 4. Let actions speak. Words are fleeting, but actions are eternal. Toxic people try to control perception, to manipulate reality with noise and distraction. They believe power lies in declarations, threats, or empty promises. But when you allow your actions to speak instead of your mouth, you create a presence that cannot be faked, challenged, or undermined. Every deliberate move, every measured step, becomes a statement of authority that no argument can shake. This is the quiet strength of mastery. The Stoics teach that virtue is shown through doing, not talking. Integrity is not announced, it is lived. When you show up consistently, when your behavior aligns with your values, and when you honor your commitments silently, toxic individuals sense a force they cannot disrupt. They watch, they test, they provoke, but your deeds create boundaries that words could never establish. Letting actions speak demands patience and discipline. It requires resisting the urge to justify, to explain, or to react impulsively. It demands that your energy remains contained, focused, and purposeful. In the silence of deliberate action, respect grows. Those who feed on chaos and manipulation are forced to acknowledge your authority without you ever demanding it. In this there is power. The world cannot ignore the one whose life itself is a testament to clarity, discipline, and resolve. While others shout rage and grasp for control, you remain steady, accomplishing what matters, influencing without effort, and radiating a quiet dominance. Your actions echo louder than the noise around you. They reveal a mind disciplined, a heart composed, and a spirit unshakable. And in that echo, toxic people understand true authority is not loud, it is undeniable. Behavior number 5. Hold your boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible walls that protect your mind, energy, and spirit. Toxic people test them relentlessly, probing for weaknesses, for moments of hesitation, for any crack they can exploit. But when you hold your boundaries firmly and silently, you become untouchable. You no longer need to explain yourself or justify your limits. Your calm enforcement communicates clarity, strength, and self-respect, qualities that provoke respect and fear in those accustomed to taking without consent. To hold your boundaries is to honor yourself first. The Stoics remind us that external chaos cannot disturb a soul rooted in principle. By defining what is acceptable, what you will tolerate, and what you will not, you reclaim sovereignty over your life. Toxic individuals feel this presence immediately. Their attempts to manipulate or overstep meet resistance, not confrontation, and in that quiet, unwavering refusal, they begin to hesitate. Holding boundaries does not require anger or aggression. It requires awareness, courage, and consistency. Every time you enforce a limit without drama, without panic, without explanation, you strengthen your inner citadel. Toxic people are disarmed because their usual tools, guilt, pressure, provocation, fail to penetrate the calm authority that surrounds you. This silent enforcement of boundaries is more than protection. It is a declaration of self-mastery. It communicates that your energy is sacred, your attention is precious, and your mind is governed by reason, not impulse. Those who test you will recognize that your limits are immovable, that your presence is intentional, and that your life is not theirs to disrupt. In this quiet, resolute stance, you teach a lesson louder than any argument could. Respect is not given lightly, it is earned through the disciplined strength of one who refuses to be shaken, pulled, or diminished. Behavior number 6. Maintain emotional detachment. Toxic people thrive on your reactions. They feed on anger, frustration, and fear, using your emotions as levers to manipulate and control. But when you maintain emotional detachment, you remove their power entirely. Detachment does not mean coldness or indifference. It means mastery over your internal world. Your mind is a calm lake, untouched by the ripples of chaos they create. This is the quiet art of sovereignty. The Stoics teach that emotions are signals, not commands. They arise, yes, but they do not dictate your actions. By observing without attachment, you create distance between impulse and response. Toxic individuals feel the shift immediately. Their usual tactics designed to provoke a storm within you meet a steady, unmoving presence instead. Confusion and hesitation replace their confidence. They begin to recognize that their usual tools, guilt, provocation, manipulation, are powerless against a mind that is detached, anchored, and aware. Emotional detachment does not diminish empathy or awareness, it strengthens it. You see clearly, act with precision, and preserve your energy. Your calm becomes a mirror, reflecting their chaos back, exposing it for what it truly is. This silent composure signals authority, patience, and discernment. Those who seek to control your energy sense that they are confronting something far greater than their manipulation, a mind at peace, a heart unshaken, and a spirit sovereign. To master detachment is to command respect without confrontation. It is to exist in a state where external storms cannot penetrate, where boundaries hold, and where every interaction is measured, deliberate, and powerful. In this space, toxic people do not see vulnerability. They see strength, clarity, and the unassailable presence of someone who cannot be moved from their center. Behavior number 7. Respond with calm authority. When chaos arises, most react impulsively, their words sharp, their energy scattered, their minds enslaved by emotion. Toxic people rely on this. They look for sparks, for moments when they can dominate through provocation. But responding with calm authority changes the rules entirely. Every measured word, every deliberate pause, communicates control, power, and an inner certainty that cannot be challenged. Calm authority is not about aggression, it is about presence. It is the quiet knowledge that your mind is your own, that your emotions do not dictate your actions, and that no one has the right to disturb your inner peace. The Stoics teach that clarity emerges from composure. When you respond rather than react, you assert dominance not through volume or force, but through precision and restraint. Toxic individuals feel this immediately. Their attempts to unsettle you falter. Their manipulation loses effect. The silence behind your words speaks louder than any argument. Responding with calm authority requires mastery over your attention and energy. You observe, you assess, you act only when necessary, and you never surrender your internal equilibrium. Every interaction becomes an opportunity to demonstrate that your presence is deliberate, your boundaries are firm, and your mind is sovereign. Those who thrive on provocation quickly recognize that you cannot be shaken. Your calm is a shield. Your authority is a force. In the quiet steadiness of your response, toxic people see that attempts to control or intimidate are futile. Respect arises not from fear or threat, but from the undeniable clarity of a spirit grounded, a mind disciplined, and a soul radiating unassailable strength. In mastering calm authority, you command the room without raising your voice, and the world takes notice. Behavior number 8. Let go of approval. Toxic people seek control by making you crave their approval. They thrive when you bend, explain, or justify yourself to earn their validation. But when you let go of approval, you reclaim your sovereignty. Your energy becomes yours alone. The need for recognition, praise, or acceptance fades, replaced by an unshakable sense of self. In this freedom, you are untouchable. Letting go of approval is not arrogance, it is mastery. The Stoics teach that your worth is determined by your virtue and actions, not by the fleeting judgments of others. When you live aligned with your principles, toxic voices lose their power. They test, they criticize, they manipulate, but you are unmoved. Their approval or disapproval becomes irrelevant, because your inner compass guides you, not their whims. This behavior radiates a silent authority that unsettles toxic people. They expect reactions, concessions, explanations, and yet find none. In your indifference to their judgments, you demonstrate that your energy cannot be stolen, your boundaries cannot be breached, and your mind cannot be swayed. Every step you take, every decision you make, becomes a testament to independence and self-respect. Letting go of approval sharpens clarity. It liberates you from the weight of others' expectations. You operate with purpose, intentionality, and presence. Toxic individuals notice this subtle, undeniable force. It is quiet, yet magnetic. It communicates strength without aggression, certainty without confrontation, and a peace that cannot be disturbed. In refusing to seek validation, you teach a profound lesson. Respect cannot be demanded, control cannot be imposed, and influence flows only from the unshakable mastery of one who answers to no one but their own mind, energy, and values. Behavior number 9. Observe without judgment. Toxic people thrive when you react, when you label, when you judge. They feed on your interpretations, your assumptions, your emotional charges, but when you observe without judgment, you remove their fuel entirely. You watch, you listen, and you perceive with clarity. Nothing touches your calm, nothing penetrates your center. In this detachment, your power becomes silent, undeniable, and deeply unsettling to those who seek to manipulate. Observation without judgment is the practice of mastery. The Stoics remind us that the world is as it is. It is our mind that colors it with approval, anger, or fear. By removing labels and biases, by seeing situations and people for what they truly are, you gain insight and authority. Toxic individuals sense this. They attempt to provoke, to confuse, to stir reactions, but you remain composed, analytical, and present. Their strategies falter because you no longer respond according to their script. This behavior radiates quiet confidence. You no longer need to explain, argue, or defend. Your presence itself communicates discernment and sovereignty. Observing without judgment sharpens perception. It turns every interaction into information, every conflict into clarity, and every provocation into insight. Those who test boundaries begin to realize that their attempts at control are powerless against someone who sees clearly, feels calmly, and acts intentionally. To observe without judgment is to rise above the chaos of opinions, lies, and manipulations. It is to create a space where your mind remains your own, your energy undisturbed, and your spirit untouchable. In this practice, toxic people feel the weight of your quiet authority. They recognize a force that cannot be moved, a presence that cannot be swayed, and a soul that will not bend to fear, provocation, or deceit. Behavior. Number 10. Walk away without drama. There is unmatched power in leaving without chaos. Toxic people cling, provoke, and escalate, hoping to trap you in arguments, guilt, or emotional storms. But when you walk away calmly, without explanation or spectacle, you demonstrate a mastery they cannot understand. Your departure is not surrender, it is sovereignty. It signals that your energy, time, and peace are sacred, untouchable, and not subject to anyone else's manipulation. Walking away without drama is the embodiment of discipline. The Stoics teach that some battles are not yours to fight, and some storms are not yours to weather. By refusing to engage in needless conflict, you conserve your energy, protect your mind, and preserve your presence. Toxic individuals feel the weight of this immediately. Their tactics, threats, and attempts at provocation meet a wall of calm, decisive action. In your silence, they recognize the truth. They do not control you. They never have, and they never will. This behavior communicates more than words ever could. It signals boundaries without confrontation, clarity without justification, and power without aggression. Walking away is a lesson in priority, self-respect, and inner authority. It demonstrates that your life is guided by intention, not by the demands or chaos of others. In leaving without drama, you create space for peace and growth. You model strength that is quiet but undeniable, influence that is subtle but absolute. Toxic people fear this because it exposes their lack of control. It teaches them that true authority does not fight for attention, does not argue for dominance, and does not seek validation. It simply exists, deliberate, sovereign, and free. Walking away without drama is the ultimate silent behavior, a declaration that your energy, your mind, and your soul belong to no one but you. You have now witnessed the power of silence, the kind of silence that commands respect, shapes your presence, and shields your mind from manipulation. These 10 silent behaviors are not tricks or shortcuts. They are the daily practices of those who have mastered themselves, who have learned that authority is quiet, that strength is composed, and that peace is unshakable. Master your silence, stand unshaken, speak only when necessary. Let actions speak, hold your boundaries, maintain emotional detachment, respond with calm authority. Let go of approval, observe without judgment, walk away without drama. Each behavior alone is potent. Together they form a fortress around your mind, a shield over your energy, and a beacon of clarity in a world that thrives on distraction and chaos. These behaviors are more than strategies. They are expressions of sovereignty. They teach you to honor your mind, protect your energy, and rise above the petty manipulations of those who seek to pull you into their storm. Toxic people fear these behaviors, not because they are loud or aggressive, but because they expose weakness for what it is, and they reflect a force they cannot penetrate, a spirit aligned, a mind disciplined, and a soul unshakable. Remember, respect is not demanded, it is earned silently, consistently, and deliberately. True authority comes from mastery over your reactions, presence, and energy. You do not need to fight to be feared, argue to be acknowledged, or justify to be valued. By embodying these 10 silent behaviors, you demonstrate power that is invisible yet unmistakable, calm yet magnetic, quiet yet impossible to ignore. Take a moment to reflect. Which of these behaviors can you strengthen today? Which will you commit to practicing until it becomes as natural as breathing? Begin there. Let every interaction, every challenge, and every storm in your life be a testing ground for your inner authority. The world will notice. Toxicity will hesitate, energy will realign, and most importantly, you will rise as the master of your mind, your spirit, and your destiny. You are a Stoic warrior. You are a spiritual creator. You are not bound by the chaos around you, nor by the manipulation of those who seek control. You are sovereign. You are disciplined. You are calm. Carry this presence into every room you enter, every conversation you have, and every decision you make. Let your life itself be a statement of quiet authority, unwavering strength, and unshakable peace. If these truths have resonated with you, like this video, subscribe to the channel and share in the comments which silent behavior you are committing to master today. Anchor your practice in reflection, presence, and deliberate action. May your path be clear, your mind steady, and your spirit free. Walk in quiet strength, speak only when necessary, and let the world feel your power without ever hearing your words.